Yes, Hona. Well, the statement released today at 9 a.m. Beijing time is more detailed than previous statements by Chinese leaders and diplomats. Well, this article has a total of 12 items. China not only paid attention to all aspects of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine from an objective and neutral perspective, but this time also actively contributes to solving the problem. First on the list is respecting the sovereignty of all countries. Remarkably, the foreign ministry said equal and uniform application of international law should be promoted, while double standards must be rejected. That is to say, the rights and interests of both Russia and Ukraine should be equally protected, and China does not advocate a one-sided situation. And the second of all is abandoning the Cold War mentality. China advocates all parties to oppose the pursuit of one's own security at the cost of other security, to prevent bloc confrontation, and to work together for peace and stability on the Eurasian continent. Moreover, ceasing hostilities and resuming peace talks are also what China has always advocated. China vows to play a constructive role in this regard. China also says working to resolve the humanitarian crisis. Apart from setting up humanitarian corridors and preventing issues being politicized, it says the UN should be supported to coordinate humanitarian aid to conflict zones. Furthermore, given the abuse of prisoners of war circulating on the internet, China also calls on protecting civilians and supports of the exchange of prisoners of war. Well, most importantly, China's position is consistent and firm on opposing nuclear war, on armed attacks against the nuclear power plants or facilities. In the last few paragraphs, China pays close attention to other international issues arising from the conflict, such as food, energy, finance, and industrial chain crisis. In particular, the text opposes any unilateral sanctions and long-arm jurisdiction that are not authorized by the Security Council, as it says. They will not solve problems, but create new ones. Well, last but not least, China is willing to play a constructive role in promoting post-war reconstruction, as the record shows in the news suggests how devastating the military clash has brought to the regions. Well, that's all from the latest release. Back to you, Hona.
Well, Jiaxing, China has held bilateral talks with both Russia and Ukraine since the conflict began. So Beijing has previously expressed its stance of the conflict as well. So walk us through, are there differences between what has said before and now?
Right, Hona. Well, China has actually been playing a conciliatory role over the past year, both during the high-level meeting or on various diplomatic occasions. For example, in a video meeting with Putin at the end of 2022, President Xi Jinping emphasized that China noted that Russia had never refused to resolve the conflict through diplomatic negotiations, which he appreciated. But during the Munich Security Conference this month, Wang Yi said that China and Ukraine are strategic partners, and China does not want to see the Ukraine crisis prolonged and amplified, and is willing to work with the international community to avoid further deterioration of the situation. And Wang Yi also reiterated the hope for all parties to overcome difficulties and create conditions for dialogue and negotiation in his just concluded meeting with President Putin and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov.